Hello everyone, let's talk 2v8 and the reasons that I feel 2v8 would be a very healthy choice for behavior to leave into the game if done correctly, and I will explain more before we head into the killers, but do keep in mind all of the points I state are specifically my opinions and viewpoints which are being stated for the simple ideas or even concepts. I'd really appreciate if you'd leave feedback and your own input on my ideas, as well as if this video goes mainstream and performs well, we could possibly see these ideas done properly and implemented in-game.
Also, behavior. If this video reaches you and you are inspired by my ideas, please make sure to reach out.
First killer idea we will be going over is Myers. Make his tier 3 power tear radius based and make the range 44 meters where you become exposed. Leaving the radius means it begins to decay. Shorten the length of the tier 3 power since there is more survivors, since you can also gain more stocks. Give aura readings to the other killer while the power is active and Myers is standing within 16 meters of a survivor. While within 24 meters of the other killer, any killer vaulting windows now blocks them for 5 seconds. Killer idea! Hag. The Hag now gains 2 more traps with a slightly bigger teleporting radius and a slight increase to the time limit to get within that radius. Trap speed placement is now increased. Survivors who trigger a trap who are left uninjured within 7 seconds after triggering that trap has their aura revealed for 3 seconds. While within 24 meters of each other, both killers gain a 5% haste for 10 seconds when a trap is placed. Killer idea! Doctor! No. Next killer. Okay, seriously. Doctor would need a decent amount of changes, starting with his shocks. Shocks need a slightly bigger coned radius. Shocks need to have a bit of a longer cooldown before uses to prevent a possible 8 survivors screaming at once every 3 seconds or so. Could you imagine? That would be pure insanity. Shocks now grant a 4% haste after a successful shock, with the duration depending on how many survivors have been shocked. An example, 1 survivor being shocked equals 3 seconds, 2 survivors being shocked equals 6, and 3 survivors equals 9, with a maximum of 9 seconds. The static blast is now increased by 12 meters, and this value can actually be changed accordingly, and same goes with the speed boost of the shocks. Also, give Doctor aura readings of pallets and windows within 16 meters. While within 24 meters of each other, both killers now receive this speed boost and aura reading. Killer idea! Bubba, aka Leatherface. So, no basement, huh? Anywho, similar to Hillbilly, make his chainsaw a 2-hit down. Faster charge speed when it comes to revving his chainsaw, and only 2 tokens can be consumed per sweep when a survivor is within 16 meters of Bubba. Give a slight speed boost to Bubba on hit. Revving the chainsaw reveals auras of survivors standing within 8 meters. Grant the exposed status effect on survivors when the other killer is within 16 meters of Bubba while he is in a chainsaw sweep. While the other killer is also within this 16 meters, they gain the speed boost when Bubba gets that hit.
And I can't get
Tantrum is now capped to a set amount of time. Killer idea! Freddy. Decrease Dreamworld max timer by 10 seconds. Add 3 more clocks around the map. When in Dreamworld, both killers are invisible when a survivor is further than 32 meters away from that killer. Teleport cooldown charges slightly faster. More tokens for the dream snares. Placing a dream snare gives the killers within 16 meters a speed boost. A survivor triggering a dream snare gives the killers within 12 meters of the trap a slight speed boost. Skill check failing no longer wakes survivors, and clocks give 20 more seconds added on before they start to fall asleep again after using a clock to wake up. When both killers are within 24 meters of the same survivor, they now fall asleep 25% faster. Killer idea! Pig. Increase crouch speed. Increases charging speed to the power. While lunging shows the auras of all survivors standing within 8 meters. And a slight decrease to the missing cooldown.
We can jump.
Bear traps are now set to a maximum of 8, with 20 seconds added onto the maximum time limit. And each gen that pops reduces the time limit by 5 seconds, meaning if 4 gens pop, it's now like the regular time limit, and if all 8 generators pop, you now lose 20 seconds to that time limit. Adds 1 real jigsaw box and 2 more fakes for everyone. Shared undetectable is given to both killers when within 24 meters of each other. Killer idea! Clown! Ah, as much as we love you, you bottle-throwing pinky sucker. You're annoying. But again, we love you. Let's talk bottles. What's really in them? Okay, that's enough. That's enough. You can get off this. Can somebody please get this guy off of the scene? He's coughing all over the place. Oh my goodness, you might want to get that checked. Oh, right. No speed boost for survivors when invigorated. Invigorating has a slightly faster speed boost than normal, and a bigger speed boost when both killers are invigorated by the same cloud. Hits while invigorated have a slightly increased basic attack cooldown. When the clown throws a purple bottle, at a survivor, it now inflicts exposed onto that survivor for 4 seconds and decays when they exit that cloud. And every time they touch the same cloud, it now resets that timer. While a survivor is touched by a purple cloud, the other killer now gains 2 seconds of aura reading of that survivor when within 24 meters. Killer idea! Spirit. Who's my favorite tunneling little camper? You. Yeah, you. Speed while haunting is slightly increased, while the power length is decreased. 3 seconds after exiting the power gives endurance to 1 pallet stun. While in power, survivors within 6 meters of haunting have their aura revealed to both killers. Grunts of pain and blood pools are now more noticeable. While within 16 meters of the other killer, gain a faster charge speed to the power. Killer idea! Legion. Feral Frenzy now gives a bigger speed boost, each hit with a maximum of 6 survivors. For example, 1% per hit with a maximum of 6% plus the base power move speed bonus. All hits after the 4th hit are now downs within the same frenzy, which is a possible 8k easily. Legion mains, you're welcome. For every healthy survivor within 12 meters of you while in Feral Frenzy, the speed boost is reduced by 0.5% with a possible maximum of 3%, with the exception the first Feral Frenzy is speed reductionless. While within 24 meters of the other killer, every hit that is successfully landed on a survivor now inflicts the broken status effect for 10 seconds. Killer idea! Plague. Plague now charges her projectile puke slightly slower, but no longer receives the speed penalty while she is charging her puke. The Plague must fill her puke meter at least halfway before she can projectile puke. Survivor's contamination meter is slightly increased by 15%, and there are 3 more fountains that can be used within the trial. Corrupted puke only loses half of its charge when the Plague is stunned, and lasts 10% longer. When both killers are within 24 meters of a survivor, they become infected 25% faster. The puke now lasts 8 more seconds on objects like generators, pallets, windows, and lockers. When within 20 meters of each other, killers that down survivors make all survivors within a 24-meter range scream. Killer idea, what's up? Sorry, I mean Ghosty, or Ghostface, whatever you'd like to call him. Ghostface now has a faster crouch speed, stalks when made on a survivor who is working on a gen. When fully stalked, now lose 15% of that gen's progress, with a cooldown of 20 seconds. Stalks reveal auras to the other killer for the first 15 seconds. While within 20 meters of each other, stalks are 20% faster. Stalk durations are now increased by 10%, which is reverted when both killers separate.
Uh-oh.
Killer idea! Demo Dog! Demogorgon! The Demogorgon now can place 3 more portals around the trial. While traversing the Upside Down, the traversing speed is increased by 15%. All survivors within 12 meters of the Demogorgon who is currently traversing have their auras revealed for 10 seconds to both killers. Portals now take 10% longer to seal, and while within 16 meters of each other, the killers share a increased lunge attack by 20%, and the shred has a reduction of 25%. Pallets broken with a shred give the demo and the other killer a speed boost. Killer idea! Oni. The Oni now receives slightly less charge per blood orb. Dashing while in power, speed is increased by 5%. The turn rate is increased by 15% when dashing as well. 3 more blood orbs are produced from survivors while they are doing conspicuous actions. The lunge attack charge is 5% faster. While within 24 meters of the other killer can consume 1 blood orb by walking into it for an 8% speed boost for 2 seconds, with a cooldown of 10 seconds. Stunning the Oni also changes the obsession. Killer idea! Death Slinger. Shots recover 10% faster when near missing a survivor. Shots further than 14 meters now expose that survivor. Real speed is increased by 10%. And while within 24 meters of the other killer, reload speed is increased by 20% and grants the other killer a 10% speed boost while a survivor is bound. Okay, and now we are just about ready to wrap things up within part 1, and now
I don't think
head
you have
over
any
to
idea
part
how
2.
fast I really am.
You can head over to part 2
fast
if you'd
as
like
fuck,
to see the rest
boy.
of the killers, the changes and ideas that I had for them, and how to implement them into the game for 2v8. Of course, if you enjoyed the video, please make sure to comment, like, and subscribe, and I'll be seeing you. Thank you for your time.